Cody in the morning. WSM. This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Ooh, from the Grand Ole Opry Plaza, the Acuff House studio, it is us. Starting your work week. Thanks for coming along, being a part of it. All over the world on WSM Radio. Circle Country Television now worldwide. At Circle Country TV, where you can watch directly or link to your favorite streaming platform. With Kelly Sutton alongside and Charlie Mattos. Guys, if you're trying to work that deal with the love of your life, your girlfriend, your wife, this is the go-to right here. Charlie Mattos Jr. Tell them what you did with Renee over the weekend at the time. We knew you'd gone to New Orleans.
Yes, we went to our favorite city, and we saw the Eras Tour with Taylor Swift. It's been on our bucket list since the tour started about a year and a half ago, right? I mean, It's been going on a long time. And I told her we got tickets, and I told her we were way up in the 600 section, but the way the show is designed, you can see well from anywhere. And that's actually the truth. But then when we got there, we were maybe as far away from I am to Kelly as we were from Taylor. We were on the floor in the front section right next to the stage.
However,
so it was very festive.
So jealous.
Taylor, he's still unverified.
Oh, that's true.
I just want you to know that an unverified fan
This is correct.
saw your show with
yes.
really good seats.
Yes. I'll just let everyone know that StubHub will take anybody's money. So I'm just putting that out.
And
there
I'm
for
going to
people.
assume a lot of it. You don't have to tell us how
A
much.
fair amount of money, yes, was exchanged.
Retirement got pushed back a little bit.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah. Well,
Worth it.
I could have bought a really cheap car. Let's put it that way.
Oh, worth it. Totally worth it. Absolutely.
It really was. It was once in a lifetime. It was fantastic.
We say good morning, and we remember Grand Ole Opry star Charlie Daniels on his birth anniversary, born in 1936. And guess who's 52 today from the Grand Ole Opry cast? He was just there recently. Brad Paisley's got a birthday today.
Happy birthday, Brad. Well, we've got a lot to talk about. Entertainment news. Concert for Carolina happened over the weekend. Massive amount of money that was raised. Really special night. So we're going to recap that for you. Also, it is the best, worst dad fail I've ever heard of.
Wait a minute. The best, worst dad fail. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's coming up. Your dad calls you and said, hey, I got tickets. Get ready. We're going to see Alabama. And I'll just leave it at that. So stay tuned for that video. And I have to show you our friend Wyatt Flores. We just talked about this on the radio side. If you're just joining us on the video side, Wyatt Flores actually makes this young fan's dreams come true in the wildest way. We've got video for it.
I'm assuming the Alabama that they wound up seeing doesn't play football. Is that the takeaway?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think I know where this is going there.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
Hey, I want to take you someplace you didn't even know you wanted to go, and it starts at tntrailsandbyways.com. There are 16 trails. They all got cool names like the Jack Trail and White Lightning and Pie in the Sky and the Walking Tall Trail, things like that. And there are 1,351 recommended stops on the website at tntrailsandbyways.com. Or you can type in a keyword. I've typed in pancakes before and pumpkins before. You know what I typed in today?
What?
Apple.
Oh.
Of course, fall of the year.
Yeah.
Apple season.
Yeah.
The Apple Barn Cider Mill and General Store in Sevierville, Tennessee.
That's what I'm talking about.
Apple Valley Orchard in Cleveland, Tennessee. That's how quickly these things come up. In Pikeville, Tennessee, or as the locals say, Pikeville, Long I.
Pikeville.
Orrin Wooden's Apple House is there. And then on the list goes. There's Townsend comes up, and just a variety of communities that are known. The Apple Valley Creamery. Doesn't that sound good?
Ooh.
That's in Sevierville as well.
I like all of that. You're making me very hungry on this Monday morning.
Well, think of what food you want me to type in tomorrow, okay?
Oh, I will,
Okay.
yeah. Well, the best part about the website to me is that whether you're living in Nashville and just thinking, man, I just want something out of the box for like a day trip with the kids or a weekend getaway, or you're watching on Circle Country and you're going to come hang with us for a week or two, the website is indispensable. If you scroll down, by the way, you can get your own travel like a local Tennessee guide, and it comes with one of these. Now, if you're under, say, 40, this is like what Waze was like back in the day.
The fold-out map.
Yes, the fold-out map.
That went in the glove box.
Now, Bill's the only one who can read this. I'm happy to say, watch, I can fold it back, but that's about as much you want me doing now.
I pride myself in my map reading skills. Yeah. You'll never be lost with me. That's tntrailsandbyways.com. Get off the beaten path, all right? Stand out on the scenic route. Kelly Sutton,
Good morning.
What are you working on over there, girl?
Well, we're
busy,
talking,
busy.
Yeah, we're talking all about the big Taylor Swift concert because that's where Charlie was. He took off. He went down to New Orleans, had a big time, saw Taylor Swift, and came back with some videos. So thank you for doing that. Now you can write off the whole trip.
Oh, let's run a lot of them because there's a lot to write off. So only the second time I've ever been in the Superdome.
Okay.
So that in and of itself was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's hard to live up to that much hype and still be what you want it to be. And it was better on every level. I've never quite seen anything like it.
What's the video that you brought back? Because I don't know. This is a surprise for me.
It's going to be a surprise for me to see which one Jeffrey rolls. So just roll one, Jeffrey, and I will come. So at our closest point, we were about from me to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should have waved and said, hey, come see us at WSM.
There were many people waving. You'd be hard to believe. So
that particular video that we saw last night, Lily's friend, Leah Palmer, came as Taylor Swift for the church trunk or treat with the shirt, and it said, we are never, ever getting back together.
Nice.
And had the hat.
Nice.
She pulled it off.
That's perfect. There's there's going to be a lot of little Taylors running
I
around
bet
this week.
You're right.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I can say this, we've been to New Orleans a lot of times. Not that I've ever felt unsafe in that city, but I never would have normally walked at midnight from the Superdome back to our hotel, and it was the safest New Orleans has ever been.
Of course.
It literally became Swiftyville.
I'm so glad that you got to go. Yeah, it is truly an experience. Well, let's talk about another big concert that happened over the weekend. This is Concert for Carolina. This was the brainchild of our buddy Luke Combs. He said, you know what? I knew immediately when I saw the devastation that was happening in Western North Carolina that we were going to do something. So I got on the phone with my manager, and here's how it went.
28 days ago, I called my manager and said, we have got to do a show. I don't know how. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know where we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. My manager's first call was to the Carolina Panthers. My first call was to Eric Church. The Teppers and the Panthers have been so incredible. They donated this venue tonight for free. They donated the beer you're drinking. They donated the parking. They donated the work. They're paying the tax bill. Every single dollar that is made in this building tonight is going straight up those damn mountains to the people that need it the most. And I have never been more proud to walk on this stage than I am right now.
Isn't that incredible? I mean, honestly, Luke was just on fire on stage, and everybody there, of course, was there for a good cause. They wanted to see an amazing concert, but also for a good cause. Overall, that night, they brought in $24 million for Hurricane Helene relief efforts in Western North Carolina. The attendance was 82,193 on the bill that night. Of course, Eric and Luke, Chase Rice, the Avett brothers, Scotty McCreery, Keith Urban, Sheryl Crow, and more. And speaking of Keith Urban, it was a special night for Keith. It was his birthday. So his wife, Nicole, hopped up on stage with everybody, and the entire place sang happy birthday to Keith. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that's great.
I thought that was really, really cool. So, when she realized that was going to be his birthday, she said, that's your birthday. And he was like, well, if there's ever one thing I could do on my birthday that would make a difference, it would be this. So, yeah, good man, Keith Urban. We love you for that. Okay, this was the best, worst dad fail. I've set it up for you. So there's a dad, and he goes on a business trip to Las Vegas, and he's there with a bunch of his friends, and apparently they all went out that night. And while he was overserved, he decided he was going to be the best dad ever and buy tickets for his entire family, 14 tickets, to go see Alabama in Wisconsin. They're from Wisconsin, and they are Badgers fans. So they wanted to see the University of Wisconsin play the University of Alabama when Alabama came to town. He got home, and as the date got closer and closer and closer, it suddenly was revealed that was not what he bought tickets for. Here's the video from his daughter. She wrote on there, "I fear the tide might not be rolling." Of course, he bought tickets to see Alabama, the band. She also said, "How drunk was my dad in Las Vegas that he decided to buy 14 tickets and bought them to Alabama, the band?" She said, "It was all good. We got to hear Dixieland Delight, but we didn't get to see University of Alabama play."
Well, now the Crimson Tide beat the Badgers 42-10. So
Okay.
maybe it worked out for the best
Probably.
for everybody.
I'm going to say they really came out probably on the better end of that. That was
So where was the
That
show?
is so great.
It was
in Madison.
Wisconsin.
It
in
was
Madison,
in Madison. Okay.
Wisconsin.
All
Yeah.
right.
And the best part is that the dad was drunk in Las Vegas when he bought the tickets. So he's over there like looking at his phone. Bye, 14. Yeah. The entire family is like, we're going to see
Can you
the
do that?
Badgers.
Can you do that eye thing again?
I have the creepy eye
It's
down.
a good eye. Yeah.
You remember when Katy Perry did that and it like went viral and they
yes.
said she's a robot? Yeah.
I can't
It's-
wink, so
it's
I can't do
something
that.
with that. It's just
Yeah.
that one eye. And we
yeah.
used to have an owl that would come in when I worked in television that only had one eye, and I would imitate the owl all the time.
Well, you're like one of those porcelain dolls
Yeah.
where the eye's broken or something. Like,
Let's see if I can still do it.
The creepy eye.
My science teacher, Mr. Cook, taught us how to look straight with one eye and move the other one.
Oh, what?
I haven't practiced in a while.
Oh, I haven't done that.
Yeah.
I can't do none of those
This
things.
is stupid human tricks.
Yeah.
I love it.
Where's Letterman when you need him?
Creepy owl eyes. I've got that. I got that down for you.
Somewhere between Jack Elam and Ken Curtis, who
Yeah.
played Festus. They had those great bad eyes, you remember.
All right, one more story. Cody Johnson. I love this. Cody is amazing. He's incredible. If you go see him live, you're going to see him live. Like, just know what you're going to get is no frills. He doesn't like the confetti cannons or the pyro, anything like that. He goes up and he sings his songs, and he's got a fantastic band. He admitted he makes mistakes on stage. Here's what he had to say.
The other night at the Opry, I screwed up the words to Dirt Cheap. And I said, you know why y'all heard me screw up the words to Dirt Cheap? Because I don't have any tracks. This is live music. If I screw it up, I screw it up. But this is me being me and giving you my soul right here. So I think that on a stadium, it's very important for me to be even more stripped down and say, hey, look, we can just do this with our instruments and a microphone.
There you go. So, you know what? What you see is what you get. There you go. It's Cody Johnson, and he is up for 2024 CMA Male Vocalist of the Year.
So Cody Johnson's just letting you know, Charlie, you did not see Taylor Swift. You saw a hologram.
Okay.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSM.
Wounded Warrior Project empowers post-9/11 veterans and their families with life-changing programs and services.
I faced my PTSD, and I'm a better husband and father because of it.
We help warriors get the expert care and support to thrive.
I got involved. I got healthier. I got to be an athlete again.
Through our programs, community, and advocacy, we're proving
Anything is possible.
Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/connect.
Join our friends at the Wounded Warrior Project for a special Opry Live on Saturday, November 9th. You know what's coming. Veterans Day weekend, 11/11. Always Veterans Day. Learn more about the great work they do. Donate. Simply go to woundedwarriorproject.org. All right, so recently on WSM's birthday, our 99th, as we count down to 100, and all those shows, 230 plus shows, tickets available, Opry100.com, okay? But our friends, our neighbors, Shirley and Joe Whitley, went to Elkton, Kentucky. They had Harvest Fest on our birthday back in the earlier part of
nice.
October the 5th, that weekend. And they took a photo of something so very special. Take a look. The stage of the Grand Ole Opry out of hay bales.
Oh my gosh,
with
that's
the WSM
great.
logo and complete with which personality does that most resemble? What Opry member?
Mike Terry.
I believe they've captured, yes. Mike
in
Terry.
all his glory.
Yes.
There he is.
Yes. With maybe a little
looks great.
Hall of Fame drummer Eddie Bears thrown in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
But
Yeah.
how sweet is that? I don't know who did that, but thank you. You know who you are, and you put a lot of work, a lot of thought and effort into that, and we appreciate it here at WSM and Circle Country Television.
That is pretty cool. I mean, we talk about all of the corn mazes and how Luke Bryan was in over 30 of them this year. Maybe next year, because it's our 100th, we could talk a couple of farms into doing WSM.
Yeah, or the Opry Barn.
Opry Barn, something like
Yeah.
that. People could run through our eyes. They'll put all three of us up there and they'll run through our eyes or through all of our ears. They're all connected and it just is a straight shot all the way
Really
through our
creepy
ears.
when you put it that way. Sounded like a good idea at
love
first there,
it.
Kel.
Until you actually see it and then you go, oh, that was not what I planned.
Bill's head was famously in a corn maze.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I remember that a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is so off topic, but can we just talk about, because this has happened to me recently a couple times. Someone says, you look just like, and fill in the blank. And then they show you that person. And all you can do is just think, oh, dear God, do I really look like that?
Yeah. I'm not seeing what they're seeing.
It's just like with the corn maze, you see it, you go, is that really what I look like to other people?
There's
but
truth in that. Yeah,
there's no comeback from that. Like, what do you say to somebody? You're like, oh yeah, I see it.
Well, in your case, I would say Jennifer Aniston. I get that
of course.
all the time.
That I'll take all day long.
Yeah,
unfortunately, that's not who they're telling me I look like.
Well, that's who I tell you look like.
Love it. Thank you. Yeah. So, even if you have like a long lost cousin or an aunt and you think, oh man, you guys really look like, just maybe don't. I don't know. It just felt so weird. It's
like telling an artist that your grandmother loves them. That's
right.
like, oh, they love hearing that. You know,
my grandma loved listening to you. Yeah.
Because she's long gone, of course.
Great.
That's how old you
That's
are.
Amazing.
The great Larry Gatlin line where he just goes ahead and puts it out there. He doesn't wait. He will see some young kids on the front row, 20-somethings, first, second row, and he can make eye contact, and he'll step up to the edge of the stage and go, hey, look it up. Larry, Stephen, Rudy, the Gatlin brothers. Google it right now.
Oh my gosh. I'm surprised he didn't say your grandma loves us. Your mom loves us.
Well, Jeannie Seeley does the opposite. She goes, they tell you how long I've been a member so you don't have to Google how old I am. So,
that's very true. Yeah. She always says that. And I'm like, oh, but it's so awesome. So, okay, we've got a great story. We love Wyatt Flores. He's a member of our Opry Next Stage class and just absolutely on fire. Really, truly one of the best, I think, up-and-comers. He just is really in good concert with who he is. Like, he writes his own stuff. He performs it in a way that you're like, man, this kid is the real deal. He's very authentic. So apparently he has a big fan and a young performer named Brody Jackson. Now, Brody is originally from Florida. He and his parents drove from Florida to Alabama so that they could see Wyatt in concert. They were eating lunch near the venue and they look over and they see Wyatt get out of a car. And so they walk over to him and say, hey man, we are so excited. We drove here from Florida. We're going to watch you tonight. This is Brody. Brody is 16 and he's got his guitar. Would you sign it? And of course, they strike up a whole conversation about, oh, you're an artist. Oh, that's really cool. So Wyatt said, when is your, are you playing around? And Brody said, my first gig ever is November the 8th. It's coming up. And Wyatt was like, wow, that's amazing. And then Brody plays a song for him. And apparently, he's pretty good. And so Wyatt said, how about your first gig be tonight? Come open for me. And when you hear these stories, you hear of someone pulling a kid on stage and they play a song and then they take them off and then everybody gets excited. He let this kid play 6 songs. Some of them were cover songs. Some of them, I guess, were original songs. He legitimately opened the show for Wyatt Flores. And then Wyatt brought him back on stage at the very end. Here's some video of them together. Take a listen. Okay, the one that was slightly off key, that was Proud Dad. That was yeah. That was Dad that was videoing and singing at the same time. But to see his son on stage and owning it in front of a massive crowd.
You said he did 6 songs. I would have done more, but those are the only ones I knew. Yeah.
Right? How cool is that?
Wyatt, by the way, is tomorrow night in Minneapolis, and then he's got back-to-back shows to head us into the weekend. He'll be in Chicago at the Vic Theater and then at Joe's Live the next night. That's on his tour lineup. And he's coming, also has at the top of the lineup, has his Grand Ole Opry December 9th show listed on his website as far as tour dates are concerned.
Isn't that cool?
Mid-December, he's got those back-to-back nights at the Ryman.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, the funniest part about it is when he brought him up on stage, he said, hey, y'all, this is Brody Jackson. It's his first gig. Be kind to him. And there he went. Just changed that kid's whole life, really, because now like you said, he's got the confidence under his belt. Like, if I can do that, this November 8th gig in front of 400 people or whatever is going to be a piece of cake. So again, Brody Jackson is his name. Congratulations. And way to go, Wyatt. That was very, very cool.
Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
Hey everybody, welcome to the living room, the country music living room. It is actually the living room of Mr. Acuff's house in our studio home here on WSM Radio with an interactive museum now behind the airwaves. And you get to be a part of that. Anytime you take an Opry tour, you can tour WSM and behind the airwaves, the museum exhibit. As we welcome Kristy Cox and Jim Lauderdale back to Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi.
Kristy, you were here last promoting your new album, Let It Burn, which made it to number 1.
It did on the billboards, which was really, really exciting for this little Aussie.
Had you been at number 1 before, or was that a first?
I have once with my Ricochet album about 10 years ago. So, yeah.
So every 10 years?
Every 10 years. That's nice. Once a decade.
That's nice. What do you think about these digs? You like this place now?
I do.
I know, it's kind of fun when
I didn't
we
even
bring
know this
people
place
in.
was here. So
Looking across and seeing the Opry, it's magical.
Jim Lauderdale knew it was here,
Yeah.
and you took me back to 1979?
Yeah. We're going way back.
Get in the time machine.
So what was happening in 1979 for young Jim Lauderdale?
I came to Nashville. I ended up staying for about 5 months. I wanted to hang out with George Jones and Roland White, 2 heroes of mine. Didn't get to with George, but Roland I did. And was in the Country Music USA show and at Opryland. And my goal was to get on the Opry, to perform at least once. But that didn't happen, unfortunately. But it will be this Thursday night for the Opry Country Classics.
That we will spotlight
love it.
Trace Adkins.
Yeah.
We were going to spotlight you, but Trace said he wanted to be spotlighted.
That's fine.
So we gave in to Trace.
Yeah.
He's
Next
bigger.
time.
He's bigger too. So we're a little afraid of
Physically, yeah.
Trace. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we're going to get you in that spotlight
that's
slot.
right.
Yeah.
Promise.
And a little bit of WSM history. Jim Lauderdale was our final ever guest at our Gaylord Opryland Resort studio.
That's right.
So welcome to the new home.
Well,
kind of
thank you.
bookend it.
This
there.
is really great.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So you were sharing Wilma Lee and Stoney stories because your roommate worked with them?
Yes. My roommates at the time, Gene Wooten and Gary Bailey, played with Wilma Lee. So I'd go to the Opry every weekend. I'd get backstage.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah. Just taking it all in.
I love that.
Well, we just turned, the Opry House just had a 50th birthday,
Yeah.
and we just turned 99 back earlier in the month, October the 5th, for WSM's birthday. So the
awesome.
countdown to 100, just so you know, over 230 shows in the coming year, that period between now and fall next year, 2025. And you go to Opry100.com. They're all on sale and available right now. Opry100.com. Keep that in mind. Now, we want to talk about something. When you're not doing music, apparently you're a concert coordinator now. Kristy.
Apparently so.
And a full-time wife and mother.
This week has been, this last 2 weeks has been busy. I've realised that maybe event producer is not Kristy Cox's hat. But
Well, tell us about Appalachian Aid and what's happening tonight at the City Winery and what time.
well, we were over at Riley for the IBMA, and obviously Hurricane Helen hit right when we were at Riley, and my guitar player Robbie Morris and I were driving home on the Friday right as the weather was hitting North Carolina. And we got an alert that we couldn't go the 40 because the road had completely washed away, so we went up through Virginia and back down. And while we were driving, we were getting all these flood alerts, and we're looking at the side of the highway and the water's lapping up on the highway. And it was just the scariest thing that I think I've ever, witnessed, and just seeing with my own eyes the damage occurring as it was occurring. I got home and I jumped in my car and I went down to the beach to Dolphin Island with my kids for fall break, and I just had this immense feeling of guilt that I wasn't doing enough to help all these people with this damage that I just saw. So Robbie and I thought, well, we need to do something, and music's what we do. So we've arranged this Appalachian Aid concert, which is happening tonight at the City Winery. And amazing lineup, great friends like Jim, and a huge lineup tonight, raising money. All the money's going to go to Samaritan's Purse and the IBMA Trust Fund, and we're just trying to help in the only way we know how. So.
I know C.J. Lewandowski from Po Rambler Boys was scheduled to be by this morning, but they will be there as a part of this show.
Yeah, Jim and CJ are going to be emceeing the night, so they're going to be hosting the night, and we've got a huge lineup. I've got my phone here because I don't want to forget anybody.
By the way, doors at 5, show at 6.
Yes, and we've got Sierra Hull, Sister Sadie, Po Rambling Boys, Authentic Unlimited, Missy Raines and Allegheny, Kyle Tuttle, John Cowan, Becky Buller, and Nedlo Barecki, myself, Stephen Mogen, and Airshow, and of course Jim. So it's going to be a big night.
Yeah.
And I saw Grass
Huge
Time.
night.
Grass Time was listed as well.
Yeah, that's my band.
That's your band. Okay, your backing band.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of that #1 status with "Let It Burn," your album, we're going to feature a song from the album "Front Porch Paradise." Is what you requested us play?
Yeah, Front Porch of Paradise.
Original
it's my
song?
current single. It's not. It was written by my producer Jerry Sally.
Let's hear it all over the world.
Well, he's okay. Yeah, I know he's probably listening, so I throw that out for Jerry.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSM.
All right, if you just joined us, let's get right to the reason for their visit this morning. And frequent guests to Coffee, Country, and Cody through the years. Jim Lauderdale, Kristy Cox, Appalachian Aid, 5 o'clock tonight, doors, 6 o'clock, showtime with a ton of bluegrass folk and bluegrass folks at the City Winery. Pick up the story again for people that are just joining us, if you would, Kristy.
Yeah, we're going to be raising funds for those affected by the floods in East Tennessee and Western North Carolina tonight. So all of the proceeds, we're going to have a jar there for anyone that wants to donate any extra money. There are QR codes on my Facebook page, the Po Rambling Boys Facebook page. Jim's going to pop it up on his and Instagram. If anyone wants to donate to the charities, we're going to be raising money online as well through those QR codes today and tonight. We do have some corporate sponsors which have been amazing because we're already going into this show with some really nice donations.
We'll brag on them a little bit.
Yeah, we got StratoPay, Rockwood Booking, and C-Spire Foundation that have all kicked in some nice checks. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, when you walk in and you know you've already got a little bit, it's like priming the pump, right?
Exactly.
You can tell everybody, hey,
Yeah.
we've already got this.
We've already got this, and I mean, we have a goal of $100,000 tonight, so we're hoping that we're going to reach that. So,
Did you see where the concert for Carolina raised? What was it, Kelly?
$24 million.
Yeah, it made me feel like really small.
Oh, no.
They need all the money they can get.
I didn't say it to compare. I just said it because
No,
it was
I know
such
you
an
didn't. I know
extraordinary
you
effort.
didn't, but I did see that. I was like, oh man.
Yeah. You want to run the lineup, the full lineup for the guests who are there tonight, Kelly? You got it in front of you?
I don't have it in front
Oh,
of
you
me.
don't?
Do you have it in front? Oh, yes, I do. Right here. Yeah, you laid it out for me. Sister Sadie, Po Rambling Boys. I thought that was our Opry lineup for tomorrow night, and I was like,
That's why I called on you, because I knew
Yes.
you had it. And then when
It's
you told
right
me you
here.
didn't have it, I thought, oh.
There it is. Po Rambling Boys, Sister Sadie. We got Missy Raines. Authentic Unlimited is going to be there. Kyle Tuttle, John Cowan, Becky Buller. We love you. I hope she's watching this morning. Kristy Cox, Grass Time, Stephen Mogen, and we also have our friend Jim Lauderdale. It's going to be there, the MC. I know that you like being the MC. Is that like a fun thing for you? You love this part. This is what you thrill.
People keep asking, so
you keep coming back to it.
Especially for something like this.
Yeah. And you know who else is great and who's on the bill with Becky is Ned Lubarecki.
Yeah.
Nedski, as we call him.
Nedski?
Yeah. He's terrific as well.
Well, Jim's going to play live for us in a second, but if you don't mind, because I was such an early investor in this project, and Kristy may not be familiar with it. She maybe have some funds to kick in. Can you update us on how the things are going with Code E?
We've put it on hold for a little while. Code E, it could either be a movie or the series.
I like to think major motion picture.
Yeah, that would be good. And then there could be a spin-off series.
Okay.
But I will be playing Bill Cody, Code E, where I'm a spy, undercover investigator, but also, and radio host, but also a doctor and a lawyer. I'm combining all the...
So can I ask, since I was not cast to play me, you chose to play me.
Well,
was Daniel Craig not available?
He's playing me.
Hey. I wasn't gonna tell that yet, but anyway. But
I have no idea what you're talking about.
we're still looking for some investors. There's still a chance to get in. On the ground floor and get a great return for your investment.
That's what I'm hoping for. All right.
Yeah, well, we found out that the Tepper family, who donated all that stadium, concessions, everything for that concert for Carolina, he is a billionaire hedge fund manager. That's the crowd we need to be talking to.
Well, let's talk. Let's talk. Wow. And thank goodness, too, it was so foggy this morning here in Nashville. And when I had a hard time finding the door handle and getting up the steps. It was so foggy out there. And folks, they had to use fans in between the camera shots to just get the fog out there. It's slowly lifting outside.
Nice. It looks nice.
My favorite place, that's the name of the latest from Jim Lauderdale, who will be at the Opry on Thursday as a part of Opry Country Classics. He'll be there with Larry Steve and Rudy Gatlin. Ruby Lee will be there, Linda Davis, and Trace Atkins. This is Spotlight artists along with Jim. And then you're off to Hagerstown, Maryland, Woodstock, New York. This is all next week, Wednesday through Friday. You wrap it up in Portland, Maine, and North Andover, Massachusetts. And then you've got a couple of days off and rolling again.
Yeah, November's going to be a pretty busy month. We just got back from Iowa last night. I was in Kristy's home country of Australia last week, and I had a great time. That's where I first heard Kristy, and I'm so happy for you and proud of you. You've just done great.
I'm trying.
Over here.
Wow. Thank you both for coming to see us.
Thank you.
And the
Thanks
work
for
you're
what you're
doing
doing.
for flood relief tonight. They're leading an incredible lineup. And you can find out more on both their websites. CJ Lewandowski, Jim Lauderdale, Kristy Cox, and lots more. Appalachian Aid City Winery, doors at 5. Showtime, 6 o'clock.